Hello YouTube, this is Wyoming's Alcoholic. So, if you've got a 99 GMC Suburban, like me, or Chevy Suburban, 98, I think 97, and even 2000, they start changing a bunch of stuff. But, so, my four-wheel drive wasn't working. I've already replaced the T-case in this, but I kind of started to suspect that it was the control switch. The lights on the display on my four-wheel drive switch on the dash haven't been operating for quite some time. So, not operating correctly. Sometimes they're on, sometimes they're off. What I did notice is I got home after leaving work, brought my Suburban in the garage here, and turned the key off, and I turned it back on, and then when I was pushing the buttons on the four-wheel drive actuator, you could actually see the lights kind of come on for a second, and then I could hear the motor engaging in the four-wheel drive. Lift up the front end, both front tires are turning together like they should in four-wheel drive. The front drive shaft is locked in four-wheel drive. So I noticed that it has something to do, or seemed to kind of coordinate with the switch. So I ordered one from Amazon. I was going to go through GM here in our local town, but they wanted like $60 some odd for one. Amazon had one for $37. My dog's having surgery next week, so I need to save money. I'll let you guys know. I did look at the review on this one on Amazon, and it's actually been reviewed very well. A few ones, but I think like 90% of them are all fives. Describing a very similar situation to what I had. So, anyways, let's put this in, see if it works. So here we are. And if your dash looks like this, well, and I should mention, this actuator, or these switches, are for the ones with the automatic push button like this. Of course, if you didn't have the automatic T-case option, I can't remember case, you might have a manual T-case that's like down there. It'd be like a normal shifter, but anyways, these are super easy. Really. Okay, so now we've got the skinnier flat blade. I'm going to work it just there in the center, kind of where I was. Pops out just like that. So, but yeah, there's two tabs. I mean, there's one on the bottom and one on the top. And your clips here shouldn't be broke. I broke mine by accident when I was taking this stupid thing apart. It was when I was actually installing that stereo. I wasn't careful. So anyways, but they're the clips busted that are on the actual switch anyways, so. But yeah, you'll just have to take those tabs and depress them and then push these off like this. So, you'll have two harnesses. See, mine are broke right there and right there. But the new one has the tabs. So you just pull this up on yours, then pull the harness out, so you just pry that up. It releases the notch that's right there, so that notch will click into this hole here, and you pull that back, and then it'll release the notch. And it's similar to this, like on this harness, you have that tab, and it's going to go into that hole. So it's pretty much how these go together. Real simple. I didn't show you guys that it wasn't working before. Let me show you that before I go to change this. You can hear that engage. So usually these light up, and these don't light up at all. So it is working right now. But anyways, I'm changing it. I'm certain that's what's wrong. Like I said, it seemed to be associated with the lights. So the new one I got here, a little bit darker in color, but that could just be the sun fading. But let's see if the lights work on this one. This is kind of what I was hoping. I'm trying to do all this one-handed, so sorry it's taking me a minute. And I'm trying to hold that buzzer in with my foot because I hate the door buzzer. Okay, there. So we got that and then pushing buttons. So. Okay. That snaps in there, just like that. You take the other one. Hopefully this is the one that controls the lights, because I don't see any lights yet. No, and you just take and snap that one in. Look at that. Of course you can't see now because my phone don't want to focus. Okay, now, look at that. Oh yeah, it won't go into 4 low unless you're in neutral, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. You don't want to go into 4 low unless you got... I don't know, maybe it has to be running. I don't remember. I'll have to check that out. But either way, yeah, these lights haven't worked in some time. And it's definitely changing. So, that I'm thinking is going to fix my issue. I will say, you know, this may or may not be your problem. But, anyways, to do this, you just, of course, make sure your wires are all behind there. You don't want to pinch any of those 2 harnesses. Make sure they're clear when you go back in with it. It just snaps right back in. Super simple, but something I had to do, so I thought I'd share that with you guys. It will go into 4 low. Got to go to 4 high. Give it a second. Oh wait, no, maybe I got to go to neutral. Yep, so you got to go to neutral. So to operate the 4 low in this, just go to neutral, and then you can go from 4 high. Takes it just a second. 4 low, but it does have to be running too. Mine earlier wasn't running, and it wouldn't go into 4 low, even when I had it in neutral. So yeah, need to have it in neutral, and then you can put it in 4 low with it running. So yeah, YouTube. If you are having 4-wheel drive issues in this Suburban or Tahoe or truck of this year, and it has that auto T-case, I can tell you this. If the T-case is shot, unless you have more money than I do, you're going to end up going to a salvage yard, which is where I got the one that I put in here. I think I paid $250 at a salvage yard for it. A rebuilt one from Napa was like a rebuilt one through a salvage yard that had a lead on some rebuilds was 600 and something. If you want to buy one from like Napa or something, $2,000. So that's the push button T case. So hopefully it's not your T case. If you have a T case issue, you'll notice things like slipping. You'll hear maybe even grinding noises. You can go down there and you can move the shafts, like so. There's the output shaft to the front diff, and then it goes back too. There's a shaft coming out the back too as well. So you can shake those and see if there's a lot of play in one. You know, the T case may be worn out. There's also a U joint off the front one that's inside the T case, I believe. So that U joint could be bad in there, but if you got movement or play there, let's see, or if it just all of a sudden, you know, just basically like if you have it in 4-wheel drive and you can just, like I said, feel it slipping in and out, it could be an indication that the chain in the T case or the gears in the T case are slipping or chewed up. So one thing you can do too is drain the fluid in the T case, look for metal particles. That'll tell you. So that's kind of how to troubleshoot the T case. Another thing you can do too to troubleshoot the actuator motors is, you know, hit the buttons and see if there's power to them. Those actuator motors need power to engage and disengage. So if you're going to troubleshoot the actuators too, check for power there. If you've got power there and they're not moving, or one of them isn't moving, like I said, there's one on your T case and one on your front diff. If one of them isn't moving or engaging, it's that actuator motor. If they're both engaging and moving, That means that your switch is sending the signal down to the motors. The motors are doing their job. You've got another issue, which would lead you to a T-case. Or, like I said, maybe a front diff. You might have a front diff issue too. Also similar to T-case troubleshooting as well. You can lift the front end up, and then if you've engaged the four-wheel drive, as you turn the one tire, the other tire should turn the opposite way. And the front drive shaft will spin, but it's kind of weird. It doesn't spin from inside the, or no, it won't spin. I'm sorry. The front drive line will stay locked in with the T-case, but your front diff can still turn. That means your four-wheel drive's working okay. Well, like I said, if it is a front diff issue, you can drain that fluid, check that fluid as well. Yeah, so I mean, that's basically the kind of some troubleshooting on it. Like I said, so the reason I replace these buttons is, like I said, this is intermittent, and it's intermittent enough to the point where I know it's electrical. So it's nothing mechanical. It's not. It's definitely nothing gears or that chain inside that T case. It's definitely electrical, because everything works fine. Usually when it's on a cold start like I just did, it won't work. And then things after they warm up, or after I've driven it for a couple minutes or something, you can actually start to get it to work. So I knew mine's electrical, and I was getting intermittent power down to those. So when it wasn't working, the power wasn't getting to either of the two actuator motors. So I knew from there that I could come up to the switch. So that's kind of how you can troubleshoot to see if it's your switch. Like I said, if you're getting power to those actuator motors and they're not operating, it's an actuator motor. If you are getting power to the actuator motors are working, you have a front diff or a transfer case issue. And in that case, like I said, troubleshoot, drain fluid, check fluid. You can lift the front end up, see if the front diff is actually engaging and turning those front wheels together. If it's not and the actuator motor is working, you've probably got a bad front diff. And so basically, yeah, so that transfer case, you can still lock your front diff in, but that transfer case isn't going to, unless that motor in the transfer case works, it's not going to send the power up to the front diff. So I guess a good way to troubleshoot the transfer case, now I'm thinking about it, is if you engage that motor and that front drive line doesn't lock in with the transfer case, you've got an issue in the transfer case too, just so you know. So that's a good way to troubleshoot the transfer case. Like I said, if the motor's working, you're getting power there, everything's good, then you can go to lift the front end up, put it in four-wheel drive, and if your front drive shaft isn't locking in with your T-case, you've got a T-case issue probably. Then you can lift the front end up. If it is locking in with the T-case, you lift your front end up, and when you engage the four-wheel drive, the front tires, they should lock together. You should be able to tell that they're locked together. They will not spin independently. You'll spin one way, the other one will spin the opposite way. That's just how the differentials are set up. But yeah, so that will tell you if the front diff is locking in or not. So anyways, a little bit long-winded, but there's some troubleshooting steps for you guys on the four-wheel drive, on the 99, 98, 97, and I think some 2000s, Suburbans, Tahoes, and K15s, K2500s. They're all fairly similar with the automatic push-button T-case. So hope this helps. If you guys have any questions, comments, or whatever, put them down in the comments there. Let me know. Maybe I've missed something. I'm not... there's always somebody better than you. There's always somebody that's learned something that you haven't. So if there's a way I can improve or something that people can do a little bit better, go ahead and put that in the comments too. One thing I did forget to mention too, guys, check your fuses. So these in here have fuses that actually have to do with the four-wheel drive. So make sure that your fuses are not blown. If your fuses are blown, well, you got another issue too. It's probably a bad actuator shorting out the fuse. But anyways, check your fuses too, and if they continue to blow, you probably got an actuator or a wiring issue as well. So but anyways, yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you guys. I appreciate all you guys that are watching my videos, and I hope they help. I really hope that we can all, like I said, we help each other, and the point is to not have to take it to a shop, that you guys can do it yourself, or that I can do it myself, and save money. because money's hard to come by these days. So anyways, with that, this is Wyoming's Alcoholic. Stay classy, Wyoming. Have a good day.